Back, Pepsi here, along with some of my compadres from my clan, and we're just kind of continuing our gameplay from part one. Basically, we're just kind of talking about video games and good stuff that all of you like to hear, so just sit back and enjoy. Well, guys, I've been thinking lately, and I think that it's important to recognize what video games have been very, very influential to modern games in general. So, in your individual opinions, and I know what I'm going to answer for this already, but what do you think was the most influential video game of the modern era? So, like, from 2000 and onwards, what video game do you guys think, or a series maybe, it can be a series, influenced future video games and how they were made and produced the most?
Right. I'm gonna have to jump in with a or a relatively recent one. I'm gonna have to say Minecraft, because that has brought about so many new, early access indie games that have just been flooding onto the market, and so many of them seem so good. But then you've got, double-edged sword. So many of them are bad as well.
Yeah. That's a really good point. Like, to be honest, call me stupid, but I was not even thinking of Minecraft at all. I figured this, and this is my opinion, I figured everybody would be scrambling to be the first person to say the Half-Life series. Personally, I think Half-Life 2 is probably one of the most, if not the most, influential video game of the decade, or of the decade so far. I feel.
Whereas I'm gonna
go ahead.
agree with you there, Pepsi. I'm gonna agree.
All right.
Because it has influenced so many people to mod the game and actually dip their hand inside the coding and modding books, which has exploded the community about tenfold in population.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. Plus the whole aspect of the source engine itself in Half-Life 2. Like, that engine has been used in so many different games now. Like, that's kind of what's
the best engine for you to basically make anything for Valve games.
And now, sorry, go on.
Like, if you use the Counter-Strike source or Counter-Strike Global Offensive engines, you're gonna have a decent engine, but it's gonna be nothing compared to the Half-Life engine. The Half-Life engine actually is the best engine that Valve and Steam have put out altogether.
I agree.
And guess what we're right around the corner from?
What?
Source 2.
Well, I was gonna say Minecraft, and then if that was taken, I was gonna say Half-Life 2, but I was taken also. So this is like just me going on a wing, but I'm gonna say Dota 2 because it made like the MOBA genre itself, like.
And that's where I'm gonna actually have to tell you, no, you're wrong.
I agree. I don't think that's.
The original Defense of the Ancients, so the original Dota.
Yeah,
which was released back in '96. Made the MOBA.
Yes, but it didn't really kick off like really big until Dota came along. To be honest.
I just don't think that genre is a very big genre yet. Like, I actually just played Dota 2 for the first time tonight while Megan's over here. Well, Megan was here. Because, we know each other.
That's not a big genre.
Yeah, and you sucked, Malcolm.
I didn't suck. I think I did better than you, but that's beside the point.
It's a big genre in comparison to the people, like how many people play it. Like,
right, I'm just gonna inject this in here. The Dota 2 International Championships prize pool is currently sitting at over 16 million.
Yeah. And it's not a big genre. Pretty wrong. Pretty sure. And it's
the genre itself is small.
Yeah, to be honest,
but the amount of people that play it is so big.
Yes,
and if you are gonna say Dota 2, I'm sorry, I will say no to it no matter how many figures you throw at me. It is Dota 1 that kicked it all off. There are still people from back in the day when it was released that are still playing it. It has over 1.3 million people still playing it on Battle.net.
Hell, we need to play it again.
I didn't mean to say Dota 2. I meant to say Dota in general, but you know, since Dota 2 is the newest X, I said that. So yeah, I agree with that just completely. He said Dota is the best one. I said Dota.
I mean, maybe I'm just ignorant and stupid, and I don't really see the genre too much. That's probably what it is. But yeah.
No. There's only a couple games in the MOBA genre itself. Like the three I can think of on top of my head is Dota, or the four: Dota 1, Dota 2, League of Legends, and what was that?
Heroes of New Earth?
Yeah, and Smite, I think. Yeah,
There's
Smite's my
Smite,
favorite.
there's Han, there's League of Legends, there's Dota 1, Dota 2, there's Dawn Gate, there's a couple others that I can't name off the top of my head. But we're starting to get a pretty decent list. Like, I actually own a Lord of the Rings MOBA. I think it's called Guardians of Middle-earth. Let me just check, it'll be real quick. Yeah, it's Guardians of Middle-earth. And it's on Steam. It's $10. Nobody plays it other than me and a couple friends, but we play it because it's actually fun. Like, it's legitimately fun. It is what League of Legends is trying to be, but they're going for too much of a fantasy style.
Yes, and this is just like in my opinion, but I'm pretty sure this is just like how I prefer my stuff and how I prefer gaming itself. Like, I kind of like how Smite is with the third person thing, which would help like with like a lot of new people new to the MOBA genre, I guess. Like, I don't know really about that. But I'm pretty sure I never really gave Dota 2 a try. I'm just downloading it like right now as we speak. It's taking forever though. My internet's horrible. The reason why I think Smite is I like Smite is because unlike Dota and League of Legends with the third person view, it requires like sometimes it requires more skill, because since the basic attacks that you do, you have to actually aim them directly at the person, and it's with your own hand, I guess. Like, you have to aim it, and you can't you don't have auto attacks like you do usually in League of Legends and Dota 2. And also same thing with the skill shots. Like, a lot of the, like I say, 90%, 95% of them of the abilities are not lock on. Like, I can think of one on top of my head, which is Neat, who's fourth. Like, you actually have to lock it on, or her ultimate ability, you lock it on, and like it just demolishes everyone. Or not, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, you bring up a very valid point. Smite actually would be easier for people who are kind of looking for kind of just being the character, whereas something like Dota and Han and League, they're all for people who are just looking for a way to just punch the shit out of each other.
Yes, and also
Smite is more of a role-play-ish type style,
and more of a skill-based, like player skill, while Dota 2 is more of a strategy.
When it really comes down to it, you have a 90-degree field of view behind your character.
And it's pretty,
Whereas with Han and Dota and League, you have a 360 view from your character because it's top-down. It's not centered on the ass of your character.
Yeah. But like
come on, let's be honest. Every game developer male or female, spends a good amount of time detailing the ass of a character because that's going to be the part that everybody wants to save.
Look at the goddesses, man.
Yeah, look at Zoe from Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
Yeah. Megan's over here like, yes!
Woman crush, boner.
I'm gonna throw another game in here. This one, I'm not sure many people agree with, but
God, oh my God, guys, I'm so sorry for interrupting, but like I have to go do something like really badly. Oh God, that's so many shit. Sorry.
He's going to FAP to Zoe. We all know that.
Yes,
okay, have fun.
Yes, after that, and I'm gonna freaking. There's like a goddamn cockroach infestation in this apartment, so. You know, I gotta go get the bug spray, man. I'll be right back, man.
Pathetic.
Right. Move to a different channel, please.
Cockroaches are disgusting.
Actually,
Right.
German cockroaches are one of the cleanest breeds of cockroaches.
And you know this why?
Because I've held a German cockroach.
Oh, okay.
I've had it crawl up my arm and around my neck and back down.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this game in here before this topic takes a turn for the worse. The Sims.
Sims? Yeah,
Sims.
great.
Yep. Nope, The Sims is definitely a very influential game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And you know, it's really because I feel that The Sims has brought non-gamers into the gaming world.
Yeah,
like
it
there
pretty
is
much
some people at
started
my
on
work, for
casual
example,
games.
who
That was my first video game when I was a kid.
yeah, like that's like the everybody's one thing. If you've never played any video game, you still might have played The Sims. Not to say
Yeah.
Sims isn't a video game, because it is, but you get my idea.
Yeah. I think my
Just
first video
living
game
your
was Final
everyday
Fantasy
life,
VII.
everybody who's eventually watching this. You are playing The Sims. Because you are the Sim.
In a way, yeah, it's a good way to look at it.
But yeah, I
So if anybody says that they're a non-gamer, you can call shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'm
You know-
going to. I'm going to start with what Meg just said. Obviously, she just said Sims was her first video game. What about you guys? Because
Oh,
I think my
boy.
first video game was Final Fantasy VII.
That's a good one, but why 7?
I don't know. Somebody just randomly offered me to play it on a PlayStation when I was a kid, and I just played it.
Wow.
Megan, it's fucking 3 o'clock in the
Alright,
morning.
Pepsi, I want to hear your first game. before I
Alright, well,
announce
my
mine.
first video game would have been, I think it would have been SimCity 4 Deluxe Edition. No, it was either that or it was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 for the good old Windows XP.
Oh boy, do I ever feel old with my first game.
Why, what's your first game?
The original Pong.
Oh,
God.
God.
Okay. Okay.
I love how we all just said, oh God, at the same time.
What happened?
We all know the pain that was the original Pong.
Alright, well, my question to you guys is, why the fuck in this god dang mission, like, there is no way for me to put on flippers? Like, do I have to be wearing a dive suit to do this?
I would
Do
assume.
what?
Well, I'm trying to do an underwater mission, and I'm not understanding why. I just spawned in and I had to restart it because I had no flippers and I'm swimming like 2 miles an hour. I have a rebreather, but I don't have any flippers.
Right now, I could barely be with all that bug spray.
How come?
What?
See you later,
I gotta die.
The rest to go?
Are you getting off?
Meg.
Alright. Yeah, I think her
I'm
sister
gonna
Heather
grab a
just
can
yelled
of
at her.
energy drink. Back in a second.
Okay, well, my burgers are done. I'll be back.
Alright.
Hey, Hamza, put down my burger. Put down my burgers, Hamza. Those are my burgers. My burgers.
As for
Hamza, these are my
the
burgers. You're only getting half.
as for the no
38 a burger.
flippers thing,
Anything bigger than me.
I
See, all
honestly
these
would not
motherfuckers
know.
have flippers. I don't got no flippers. Whatever, I'll just have to fast forward the game.
I'm just here chewing on some peanuts, drinking down sour energy caffeine to keep me awake. Sour energy? Sour cherry caffeine.
Alright, well, I'm gonna kind of go off what Megan started earlier and kind of just make a little bit of a transition here. What we were talking about earlier, just like what is your favorite, or I mean, sorry, what is your first game? Well, my question to you guys is, what is your most memorable moment from any video game that really left an impression on you? Like a moment from like a campaign or something when you're just like, wow, this is unbelievable, and it still sticks with you to this day.
You want to know exactly what mine was? when I finally, because I first played Final Fantasy VII was a kid. When I grew slightly older, when I was like, in fact I think it was like 5 years ago that I did it, I down the entire thing. And never had I defeated a boss as rage-induced as after Sephiroth stabbed Aeris. That...
Oh, I remember that.
I was pissed.
What I was...
I'm sorry.
I know this is...
Almost everybody that's ever played Final Fantasy VII has been pissed off to the highest of nines after seeing her get stabbed by Sephiroth.
My mom was about to... My mom was about to come
agree
up.
with you there. That is a very memorable moment, because that is one that everybody who's ever played the game remembers quite vividly. And wishing to strangle the motherfucker.
Yeah,
Well,
I completely decimated Genova Life.
That reminds me, I remember that when I was playing it, I was so angry. My feeling slapped me. He's like, it's freaking in the middle of the night, what are you doing screaming? I'm like, what's happening? I'm like, I don't give a crap. He's like, it's in bed. I'm like, okay. I had to turn it off and I had to beat him up tomorrow.
Unfortunately, I could say something that would ruin that moment for you.
What?
Dead bodies float. If a body is still alive, its buoyancy is disrupted and it floats, meaning Aeris was not dead when Cloud put her to rest.
So Cloud killed her?
Drowned her. Yes.
You are a douche, man. You ruined my dreams. I'm out. You know, I'm...
User disconnected from your channel.
Okay then.
Well, for everybody that's watching this, he will be back in about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, my memorable moment was after having been a Halo fan for a long time, I finally, when I got it, I went back to play Halo 1, the very first Halo game. Oh, there he is. He's back. Anyways, I was just saying, I went back to play the first Halo game, Halo 1, and during the first mission, right at the end of it, when you crash land on that first Halo planet, and then you step out of that crashed drop pod, and you look up into the world, and there's this beautiful big halo ring that you're on, and there's these trees everywhere, and banshees flying around, and you just step out of that drop pod for the first time. That was that moment when I was just like, wow, this is so wonderful.
You wanna know what made that moment even better?
What?
The Halo 1 anniversary.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about. I mean, like, the Halo 1 anniversary. Like, when I played it with that, I liked it a lot better because of the graphics.
Well,
But for what the original is, and I actually have it on my computer, it's still a pretty decent graphic game that can hold up in today's gaming society. It may not be the prettiest, but in terms of solid gameplay and story, it still blows a lot of the games that are being pumped out today out of the water.
I'm talking like textures, really. Like, just the quality of the textures just being better is better, obviously. But yeah, for what you're saying, you're right. I mean, like, a lot of the games today like can't even compare to what Halo 1's original campaign was, which I think why that is another Halo Combat Evolved is another one of those games I feel that it was very, very influential.
100 meters.
I think that's what kicked off the whole entire Space Warrior genre.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
You want to speak on first?
Oh, I was just gonna say,
Oh.
don't mind me. You can probably hear my Final Fantasy music playing.
Yeah. So,
Playing the old school Final Fantasy 1 on my Nintendo.
yeah. So, I'm a really big fan of the Fallout series. Is it just me? Or is it not
yeah.
here? Okay.
I can agree with that.
In Fallout 3, when your dad dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Damn, why didn't you call out spoiler alert first?
Well,
To be fair,
spoiled about
if
the
you've
link
not
thing.
played Fallout 3 by now...
No, I've beat it myself, but for all of our viewers out there.
I
What
know,
about
but
the linking cloud thing,
to all
man?
of those viewers, if they have not played Fallout 3, go
I
and
don't
damn well play it.
Yeah, it's like a really good game. Like, I got bored of it. Like, that's just me. I get bored of every game when I finish like all the missions and such. Yeah, since I mean Fallout 3, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, and like when he got killed, I was just, I was like ready to like, I was like after he died, I was like trying to break it open with a baseball bat, like no, like trying to beat through the glass. I'm like, what the heck am I doing? This is an original game. And I'm like crying, thinking that's like my real dad. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get out more.
You wanna know another moment that stuck with me?
What?
Eli Vance.
Eli Vance? Who's that?
Half-Life 2 Episode 2, right at the end.
Yep.
Shit. Understood, Swordfish. Get yourselves back here. Falcon out. There's a truck in the center of town. Everyone.
How about this?
Falcon, be advised.
Has everyone shared?
I have not shared.
Yeah, just continue. It's a good one.
My most memorable moment in gaming is actually from Final Fantasy Crystal Quest.
Crystal
When-
Quest or Crystal Chronicles?
There's Crystal Quest and Crystal Chronicles. They're virtually the same game. One's an Eastern and one's a Western for America development. There's
Alright.
slight changes here and there. It's like Pokemon X and Y type scenario.
Yeah.
But for me, it was the end game. When you finally figured out the whole entire story, and there was just so much that happened that messed with you. Because you realized that half your actions that you thought were good were so dead wrong.
Oh,
And you end up still making the world right, but in a sick and maldeformed way.
Right there, like for some reason, when the way you put it there, it like really made me like extremely scared right now. Like it's just the way you put it. I have no clue why. Like I'm being honest. I was like, what? Like my heart just like, what the heck happened there? I'm like, whoa.
Nintendo knows how to fuck with people.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember it like very vaguely when I was 2
Wow.
or like 3.
Alright,
You
well,
can't, you actually literally can't recollect that, but
Not 2 or
let's
3.
move
you
on.
know.
Let's move on.
I forgot my
Um,
age.
yeah, why don't we go ahead and move on here, because I am just finishing this mission. So, for those of you who tuned in, thank you very, very much for watching, and we're going to continue this in another episode very soon. So, thanks for watching.